Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. As I reported just the other day, the asshats over at the SEC are seeking to extend their case against Ripple potentially by a couple months because reasons. If you're wondering why, it's because reasons. And so I highlighted all the specifics in the legal filing that were most pertinent, and I mentioned in that video that Ripple would be responding on Monday, which happens to be today. And they filed their response, which ended up being 4 pages. You can hear it right now. Some dead trees up in my hand. So I printed this up and I highlighted it. I highlighted the parts that I found to be most interesting and important to share with you in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. It's a very hot jam. I hope you brought toast. Or perhaps some crackers if you're weird. You can do that instead of toast. That's fine. But, Ripple's attorneys, they go into highlight. You'll see as I get into this. Just the degree to which XRP markets are damaged. They actually cite XRP, a price action relative to Bitcoin and Ethereum, talking about how it's lagging behind. And it's just amazing. You'll have to see the way they word how Ripple's proprietary software, RippleNet on-demand liquidity, is reliant upon XRP markets, and how effectively the SEC is materially damaging Ripple's business by seeking to just drag this case out. And they shouldn't be dragging it out. They've had more than enough time to get their ducks in a row here. And it seems to me like they are just ill-prepared. So I'll share with you the specifics, but before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a legal or financial background of any kind. I am not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. And so just to properly set the table, I want to mention this for those that may have missed my last video on this topic. Here's a story that covered it, so just a couple portions of this I'll highlight, and then we'll get right off into the new stuff here. But this is a headline from Finance Feeds. Ripple's Alderati questions SEC extension request. Mr. Hogan says judge will split the baby. The SEC has requested the court to extend the expert rebuttal report deadline to November 12th, 2021, and the expert discovery deadline from November 12th, 2021 to January 14th, 2022. For those of you that aren't so good with numbers, that's actually next year. Good times. The agency says the parties need sufficient time to prepare rebuttal reports and depose a minimum of 14 expert witnesses. Oh, that's a bad number. The plaintiff added that Ripple consents to an extension of the rebuttal report deadline until November 12th, but opposes the January 14th deposition deadline. Now, Ripple's general counsel, Stuart Alderati, commented on the SEC request as something quite unusual, and here's a quote. Every litigator will tell you it's always the defendant, never the plaintiff, asking to delay proceedings. Why would any plaintiff, let alone one with unlimited resources, play the delay card? Yeah, so isn't that something? And I brought this up in the last video where I was talking about this. Why the hell is it that the SEC wants to delay? I mean, my very best Moon Lambo guess is that they are behind and they have not sufficiently prepared and they're completely inept. Because if it's not that, like, how is this a strength play? We need more time. Like, how does that benefit them? Because even if it's to damage Ripple's business, which somebody like, it's a reasonable thing to bring up if you're thinking along those lines. I don't know. It's still not gonna destroy Ripple's business. Like, to what end would they even be attempting to do that? Like, Ripple is still well funded to this point. It's just, yeah, it's a delay, and it is bad, and it shouldn't be allowed. It absolutely shouldn't be. I'm not trying to play it as if it's not a big deal that the SEC's damaged the business and damaged XRP markets. Of course. You know me, I'm Moon Lambo, damn it. But I'm just saying, like, even if that's their attempt, they're going to fail. Like, why even embark on that journey knowing you're going to fail? I'm just saying here. So anyway, into the new stuff here, though. And this is, and I actually want to give credit where it's due here. John Deaton's Crypto Law organization, here they are on Twitter, at CryptoLawUS. They shared this most recent legal filing, so I always want to give shout-outs where they're due. Because clearly, the community is appreciating this with over 1,100 likes at the time that I'm recording this anyway, and hundreds of retweets. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in here. Dear Judge Torres, and this is Ripple's legal team now, writing to the Judge Torres. We write on behalf of defendant Ripple Labs in opposition to the SEC's letter dated October 15th, 2021, which seeks a 2-month extension of the court order expert discovery deadline. While Ripple is prepared to meet the original schedule, as an accommodation to the SEC, it has agreed to extend the deadline for rebuttal expert reports to November 12th. Accordingly, this dispute concerns only the date by which expert depositions should be completed, which Ripple proposes should be by December 10th. A December 10th deadline provides 4 full weeks after the service of rebuttal reports to complete expert depositions. This proposal is reasonable and achievable. The respective parties have the resources to complete discovery on that timetable. Certain depositions can be scheduled immediately, and each of Ripple's experts are available to be deposed within that time frame. So let me just pause here. I don't, assuming this is the information that one would need to know to make this determination, because this is what the judge is considering, right? What the SEC filed, which I already ran through in the last video where I talked about this, and what Ripple's citing here now. So given that's the case, how could it possibly be that the SEC is so far behind that this is not going to work out for them? It doesn't make any, it absolutely literally makes no sense to me. And so what's missing here, and not that I would have expected it to be in here, I'm just curious, what does Ripple's legal team think the real reason is that the SEC is pushing for this? Is it what I'm speculating? It's my best guess, which is that they're really just that ill prepared, because they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. But is it the case that they are, even though they should not be, because they're completely inept? Maybe. I would love to know what Ripple's attorneys think about that, but of course they're not gonna. They didn't throw it in this thing, and you wouldn't expect them to. And then they write the following: the SEC's proposed deadline of January 14th, by contrast, would needlessly prolong discovery, despite both parties' stated intention to resolve this litigation on an expedited timeline, and this court's observation in its October 4th order denying an intervention but granting Amici status. So we're talking about John Deaton stuff there. But check this out. Here was a quote from the judge. Discovery in this action has already been extended, and the court is not inclined to permit further delay. And so in that order, that John Deaton is allowed to participate in the case. That's what was stated at that point. John Deaton, on behalf of now over 45,000 XRP holders, that's what was stated by the judge. That there's already been an extension, and the court is not inclined to permit further delay. That's what the judge said at the time, and then the SEC still requested this extension. And then Ripple's attorneys wrote the following: in addition, further delay would prejudice Ripple and the market for XRP. And the SEC has failed to demonstrate good cause to extend the deadline beyond that expert discovery could be completed by... I'm sorry, I think I butchered that. And the SEC failed to demonstrate good cause to extend the deadline beyond December 10th. In fact, on literally the day before filing its motion, the SEC represented to Ripple that expert discovery could be completed by December 22nd, and was even willing to move the deadline to December 17th, just 1 week later from Ripple's proposed deadline. Yet, despite that concession mere hours before filing, the SEC suddenly claims that expert discovery cannot be completed until mid-January 2022. Do you guys hear that? You see what they're doing here? You understand the optics on the surface of this. The SEC wanted more time, and they are saying December 22nd, then even December 17th. Ripple's team says no to that. Then the SEC goes bitching up a storm to the judge, not requesting December 22nd, not requesting December 17th, but a new number not discussed with Ripple, which was in January. What was it? January 4th? Is it 14th, right? The one I just read? I think it was January 14th. So think about that. It's like, are they trying to punish Ripple? Like, oh, wow, we'll show you then. We're going to get the judge to make it even later than we were discussing in our conversation. Blah, 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 blah. Is that what they were doing? Seriously. Where does that even come from? How juvenile, right? I don't know, folks. It really grinds my gears, folks. It really grinds my gears. Now, this is the most fun part of this. here we go. I actually really wanted to just cover this part in the first part of the video, to be honest with you, but it made more sense to just do this sequentially, so I'm waiting like an adult. But this has to do with all the fun stuff Ripple had to say. This is on page... If this will scroll... Why is it not scrolling? Oh, it's just delayed for some reason. Stupid computer. Bill Gates! It's on page 3 here. Yeah, here we go. Extending expert discovery to January 2022 will unduly prejudice Ripple and continue to freeze XRP markets in the United States. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Check out what they had to say here. The SEC's proposal to extend expert discovery by more than 2 months will further prejudice Ripple. Thus, the court can and should deny the SEC's motion on this basis alone. The SEC's claim that its proposed extension would not prejudice defendants in any material way ignores the obvious. And so pause, just before I read this. Just think about the claim. The claim is this would not harm Ripple in any way. It would not prejudice them. It's not bad for their business. No, not at all. And so Ripple's attorneys respond, because that's like a whack-ass statement. Ripple's attorneys state that this ignores the obvious. The pendency of this lawsuit has significantly hurt the markets for XRP, especially in the United States. Ripple's cross-border payment product relies on liquid XRP markets. The SEC well knows that within days of it filing its suit, almost 20 exchanges delisted or suspended XRP trading in the United States, and more have since followed suit, critically damaging the market for XRP. Every additional day this suit is pending is a day in which the XRP markets that Ripple depends on for its product offerings, remain frozen in the United States. This is severely prejudicial to Ripple's business. Yeah, absolutely. It's clearly harmful to the business. Now, again, this is not something that's going to destroy Ripple, like I said at the outset of the video, but that's not the point. It's not okay to just harm businesses out there. Just like I thought this was America. Like, what's going on? Like, you can't just go ahead. Well, I guess if you're the SEC, you can. Like an army of little asshats over there just marching along. Asshats marching. And so, you know, and it's not just Ripple, though. It's obviously not just Ripple. It's everybody that participates within XRP markets. In the United States, certainly. There's global impact, obviously. But for people in the United States, it is more scary, and it is riskier to hold XRP. And that's just an unfortunate truth. Like, what happens if the 3 exchanges that currently allow trading of XRP no longer allow that? Well, that's really bad for XRP holders in the United States. That's really, really bad. And not that I think that's going to happen, but who knows how this unfolds, right? And so then they also, right here, this is Ripple's legal team. The SEC offers no substantive response. Instead, it merely argues in a footnote that Ripple has made, quote, continued robust sales of XRP, end quote, and that XRP's price has risen during the pendency of the litigation. That Ripple's business, particularly overseas, and the XRP markets, again, principally overseas, have shown some resilience in the face of the SEC's lawsuit does not mean that Ripple and the XRP markets have not been and continue to be severely damaged by the pendency of this suit. Indeed, although the price of XRP has risen in the last year along with the broader digital currency market, its performance has lagged behind the market, including currencies like Bitcoin and Ether. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, absolutely. And this is what I've been saying for the longest damn time, and now we know Ripple thinks the same thing. Yes, obviously, so XRP, it's what I've been saying. It's moving in tandem with the market at this point, but at an artificially suppressed price because those D-bags over at the SEC, they done caused an S-word storm. That's exactly what they did. And so, yes, the price absolutely is suppressed, way more than it is. It's the only top 10 cryptocurrency that hasn't hit its all-time high from last market cycle. But yes, after being suppressed after that suppression, yes, it's moving along with the rest of the market. But this isn't good. This isn't good for XRP holders. This isn't good for anybody. And yes, I personally am optimistic, and it's a theory. It remains to be proven. But should the rally for crypto, where like altcoin mania, should it occur before this case is settled, I do still believe that XRP is going to rally. The degree to which, though, like, is it going to be like? Would the rally be suppressed in a way that it otherwise would not be? I have a theory, and it's positive, it's good. There's no way for me to know if I'm right, but I feel pretty strongly about it, just understanding how humans behave in these markets. And I do think that when XRP goes, this lawsuit's not going to matter much at all. In terms of however high XRP would go had the lawsuit not occurred, I think it's just going to do that anyway. Because it won't be like when people pile into these cryptos, when things go parabolic, it's not about doing an analysis to any degree. It's about zero research, emotionally FOMOing in, and I think that's going to happen with or without the lawsuit. So I'm betting on that. There's no way for me to know for sure, and I would feel better just having this damn thing settled so that it's not even a question. But yeah, I don't know. And then there's also this, and I hadn't really mentioned this on the channel before, but it just popped in my head. So what if the starting point for a rally is higher? Like, let me word it this way. So let's say that we haven't had altcoin mania, and we there's a settlement with the SEC, right? Let's say that this all goes away, and then let's just say, because I think a lot of people are speculating on this, that XRP just goes up dramatically because people are like, oh, okay, good, XRP, it's got legal clarity, this and that. So then it would be higher to some degree, but altcoin mania hasn't started. In such a scenario, once money starts piling in, would it be more impactful if you have that higher starting point thanks to people throwing money at XRP after the legal clarity, and then since it's a higher starting point, maybe it rallies even higher? That's a possibility too. Or would that money have ended up in there anyway? I don't know. Maybe it would go higher. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm just sitting here speculating. It's all anyone can do, though. Like, anybody that has any opinion, like, I'm happy to share my opinions on this, but it's all just speculation. And having certainty, having legal clarity, that is way better. So yes, what Ripple is stating here is absolutely correct, and this needs to all just go away. And I don't want to see this delayed further. This is harming XRP markets, which means it's just harming regular people that have invested in putting their real money that they've worked hard for into XRP because they think that it's going to be worth more in the future. And that's one reason. There are other reasons that people would hold it, but still. So that's where we're at right now. It's good to see Ripple's attorneys kind of think the same thing as like what a lot of us, including myself and the XRP community, think about how this has impacted markets, and not just Ripple's business, but XRP markets and price action too. They're aware of it. Let me know what you think below. That's all I've got on it for now, though. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.